Hey, how's it going, everybody? On YouTube, we got a live video rolling right now. You can see there with the camera, but we're taking a look at this Connex. This is the Connex 33, basically in the size of a Cobra 29. It's just taken out of the box, and we're just taking a look at it. Basically, the band selector is inoperable out of the box, kind of like a General Lee. So channel 40 is 29.205. And then channel 1 is 28.7, I think 55 or something. Let me see. Yeah, it was like 28.7, 795. Let's see here. 775, somewhere in there. So the band selector doesn't do anything. So power wise, I haven't even looked. I'm in the AM. It's got low, medium, and high. Where's our mic gain? Turn that off. We're in low. 5 watts. That's under a watt on low. There's medium. So it's like under 2. And then high. I think it's probably somewhere between 5 and 10. It's like 6 or 5. So that's pretty good. Let's just see what it's doing power wise. I'll just put a 50 in there just for the heck of it. Peak. Oh, check, 1, 2, 3, 4. Light gains up all the way. Oh, check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's not doing a whole lot. Not doing a whole lot out of the box, that's for sure. A little bit under 20. So kind of puny. So again, these aren't set up to be ran how it's out of the box. So it's got a dimmer. You can dim it down, kind of thing. Oh, I guess the 10K was on. I didn't know that. So hang on just a second. I'll show you guys on the spectrum analyzer how it looks out of the box. It doesn't look very good. Okay, we're keyed up in our high power setting, AM mode. So what we're looking at is 30 megahertz in the middle, 0 on the left, 60 megahertz on the right. So you can see our second is on there. Then you got all this garbage right here. So let's zoom in a little closer. We'll get a better look at it. So that's what we have. And the modulation is on, so I'm talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Everything moves together, so that's basically power lost right there. All this garbage. Let's see where it's at. 25.5, 32.15, 18. That's really weak down there. It's not really that big of a deal, but so that's basically what we have. Let's try to span it in more. Yeah, it's just you get closer, you basically just zoom in. So that's what you see. There's 32.13. You get more zoomed in, it gets more accurate frequency, but you guys can see if I zoom it back out, it's It's pretty much the same. When you go out to 100 and 200 megahertz, you can see it's still all there. Second, that'd be like your third. So typical Ranger radio. And I'm sure after you convert it, all that's going to change. So let me put my tone in there. We'll take a look at that. Okay, I'm keyed up. So we got our tone right here. That's our oscilloscope. There's the waveform. It's pretty good. You might be able to get a little bit more modulation out of it. So, not too bad. There's medium. There's low. So, pretty much all the same. So, let's test the receive now. Alright, here's our receive setup. That's for S9. So it's a little low. It can be adjusted to S9. Some radios, if you go to negative 67, it's a little closer. So I tend to believe that it should be more like negative 73, because that is pretty much the standard from everything I've researched online about S9 for a radio under 30 megahertz. Negative 73 dBm. You can shut the mod off. It doesn't really matter. It's about 8. Not that big a deal, but we'll turn the mod back on. Just see how far down it hears. It's 128. Not really hearing much. Not really hearing much down that low. You can hear it at 118. It's 108. So, hang on a second. I'm gonna try to hook up my synad meter. Okay, I got the synad meter hooked up. Synad meter. So this is about what we're coming in at. And it's just about our 12 dB mark, so about 104. So we'll see what happens after it's converted and everything, how it turns out. So I believe on this radio, I don't think it's any big secret. I'll zoom it in, this little area right here with the little plug. I believe you just move it and it opens up the band selector. So I guess let's check it out, see what happens. And as far as the board is concerned, it looks a lot like the Galaxy DX86V minus the whole sideband section, because this is not a sideband radio. So, but otherwise a lot of the similarities look the same. Screen protector shut off on the live stream. Sorry about that. So let's check it out. We'll move that pin and see what happens. Okay, so that part is done. You can see now we got it set for S9 again. And it's closer to S9 because by some magic mystery they calibrate these things for 11 meters when they design them. And that's what it was, pretty close to being calibrated right at S9. So there's what you do. So let's see where it goes. Let's just go all the way to the right. See if we can find it with the audio, with the signal generator. We'll just see where I pick up the tone at. I'll say 28.755 maybe. I don't even know if that's going to. Let's try to speed things up a little bit here. Not really sure where it's going to pick it up at. If it probably would have been easier just to hook up the dummy load and key the mic, but we should start hearing something when we get close. We're putting an S9 signal in, so it should start picking it up. There we go. 28.31. That's as high as it goes, so that is band F all the way up. So let's go to the very bottom now. It's probably down in like either 25 or 26 range, so we'll just start at 26 megahertz. And do my course a little higher up. Whoop. I think it's close to this. No, I think it's higher up. I'm hearing like some fluttering sounds in the receiver, so I know this is probably boring you guys. There we go. So it's somewhere around this range, 25.615 probably is what it is. I would assume. Yeah. So we lose it. Yep, 25.615. Up to 28.315, I think is what it was. Somewhere in there, 28.305. But there we go. It's pretty close to S9 there too. So that's what you get. And then of course band D is your CB, B, C, D. So I'm gonna go back to channel 20. So let's see, frequency 27.205. What? 205 megahertz. There we go. And there we go. So that's basically it as far as the frequency conversion. It's not hard at all. So let's take a look at the output side of it now. Well, I got this hooked up. I might as well do another SYNAD test really quick here, see if it changed at all. Okay, so that's basically where we're at now. We got the SYNAD hooked up, and this is what we're showing. And that's what we have. They're 12 dB mark, so about negative 109, 30% modulation. So it's pretty good. And see how far it hears now. And put the phone right by the speaker. That's minus 124 right there. And that's at 30%. If I turn it up, it's going to hear more. That's 100%. So minus 128. Oh. And there's negative 128. You can still hear it. There's negative 130 still in there, so it's probably about 132 is probably where it's gonna. That's 132. 131. About 131 where it cuts out at. That's 100% modulation. So pretty decent receiver. It could probably be improved a little bit. So let's look at the transmit of it now, I guess, since it's converted, see what happened with that. Okay, really good. Now that it's converted, that's what they set this up from the factory at anyways, is CB, because they know that's what it's being used for, and that's what it's made for, so it tends to make a difference. So here it is. This is just out of the box. All I did is just move that jumper from the bottom left to the top left. Nothing else was touched. So this is our high power setting. It's 50-watt element there. The bird peak kit is on. Here's me just talking into the microphone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Check. So about 32 watts. So, but the thing I like to see is after it's converted, pretty much, this is a 60 megahertz span, all that garbage is gone. And I'll zoom in more, but you can see it's not there anymore, so that's really good to see. So let's take this down to, we'll span it to 30 megahertz now and see if there's any difference. Yeah, see, it's good. That's really nice. That's a good job by Ranger right there. A lot of times you don't see that when you convert it. That stuff is still there, so it's really nice to see that. 10 megahertz. I probably lost my. Yeah, that's nice. So let's put the tone into it and we'll take a look at it. I'll zoom it way into. So we look at the channel each direction. But that I'm really impressed with that. That's the first like Galaxy chassis, or I'm sorry, Ranger chassis radio that I have seen out of the box. You usually get all that out of band emission, spurious stuff in there, and after I converted it, it just disappeared. So that's good. I like seeing that. The General Lee doesn't do that. You have to actually go into the section and adjust it out as much as you can. So same thing with some of the Galaxies I've seen. So this is nice. This is the first Connex I've actually had on the bench. So I'm assuming the Connex 3300, the big chassis radio, will be just like the General Lee because it's basically the same radio, same board, so that would not be the case for that one. But this one it is, so that's really nice. So stuff like that I get impressed with. Picking up the HF rig, so there we go. That's with the mic gain off. Let's just put our voice into it. This is one channel each way. That would be 195. That would be 215. Hello, check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hello. So yeah, that's good. We're not bleeding. So that's good. Let's put the 110 kilohertz switch on, make sure that works. Now we're on 19, so I'm assuming it's going to take us to 20 if I do that. Did it work? Have to look into that a little bit here. Let me take a look. Just 1 second. It's been a long day, guys. I worked today. Get up around midnight. Got home from work about 12:45 p.m. 19A, my friends. This is a 10 meter radial, so it does 19A. I was assuming it would jump me right to 20, but I stand corrected. So yeah, it works. So that's good. Back to 20 anyways. Nope, let's turn the switch. There we go. And again, that's just picking up noise from this, so let's put the tone in now. We'll take a look at the waveform, and that's probably it for this one. This is just kind of out of the box OEM kind of look. So, and I apologize if I'm doing the live stream right now. You guys can see like up there. If this is interfering with the video, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to do two things at once. So I'm doing two things at once here. So let's put the tone in really quick and we'll see what happens there. Okay, we are keyed up and we're modulating, so let's make sure our mic gains up all the way it is. Here is our spectrum. It's just our carrier right there. We're doing, I think, close to 10 watts. This 50 says I'm doing 10. I think it's more like 8 or something like that, but we'll just say it's 10 because that's what it's showing on the 50. That's what I'm putting in. That's our carrier on the oscilloscope. Let's turn on the output. So yeah, you can increase the modulation a little bit. It's under modulated, so it'll do more power and it'll do more clean power by just adjusting the AMC up ever so slightly to fill in this line and that line and make sure that it looks good while you do it and you don't pinch us off and flatten. But yeah, it's definitely got some potential. That's the power output with the tone. So I like it. I like it a lot so far. So I think it's going to be a good radio. I like that it has the more stable board in it. And like I say, I think it's the same board basically as the DX86V minus a few things because this has echo and the conversion is totally different, but I think the principal design is almost the same. So I'm not sure what it has, probably IRF 520. Really can't even see, can't even tell what it is, so it's almost like they polish the information off of it or something, sand it off. I don't know. I don't really care. If you set it up properly and you run it properly, it's going to last a long time. So as long as you don't key it up into a shorted load or super high SWR, or start talking on a CB antenna and you have this thing in the wrong band, it's going to work fine. So that's it, guys. That's the Connex CX-33HPC1 out of the box with a conversion. That's it. So it's good. I'm impressed with it. Let's span it back out to 60 megahertz, and we'll put the modulation back into it. We'll just take a look. It's fully modulated right there, and you can see how clean it is. And I have my everything is on. I'm not trying to hide anything, so that is full. What we have, this thing is clean like a president would be clean. It's that clean, so I'm really happy with that. I have another one that's brand new in the box. I'd be curious to see if it's the same. I would think if one is, the other one is, because normally when they build these, they go down an assembly line. When I don't have more than, usually I buy these radios in cases, but this radio I only bought 2 because I wanted to check it out. And usually it's the same, every serial number radio out of the case radios I've sold, they're all set up the same. So I would assume it's the same with this radio. I don't know if the next one I have is the exact next serial number. I'd have to look, but if it is, it's going to be pretty much identical is how they design these radios. So, but that's it, guys. Again, I apologize if the live stream is messing up and making it hard to follow what's going on, but I just wanted to try to do two things. I like doing these live streams. I think it's, you guys like to see what's going on, and I think it's cool to do them. So 7.3.